Hello everyone, this is Crypto Maximalist. Welcome back to another video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and get involved if you like the content. So just having a quick look at Bitcoin here. You can see over the past few days, as we have documented in our previous videos, we've seen, a few bullish things for Bitcoin, as you can see here. If we just take a look at them, we have broken out of that resistance, which we talked about at length. This resistance here has been broken, along with the EMAs, both of them being broken out of, the 20 here and the 55. Very, very bullish to be seeing this. You do want to see Bitcoin getting back above those EMAs on these larger time frames, because you can see here every single time that we've done it, we've had a little bit of a move to the upside. Obviously in this massive downtrend here, realistically every time that we've tried to essentially flip the EMAs and get some upside, we have seen ourselves fall back down to the downside. The last time that we had the EMAs flipped in any big way to the upside was essentially back here when we were at around $37,000. We went up to that all-time high of almost 70k, and then obviously we had that bearish flip of the EMAs. We roll all the way back down to support. We get back to here, we get a bullish flip here, but we roll, so we come all the way back down to here, and you can see here that we haven't actually had a bullish flip of the EMAs since this point, all the way back here at around that $42,000 level. You can see we did get up above the EMAs here for a small amount of time, where we kind of broke out of this range. You can see low, high, forming the range here. We get the breakout, the back test of the EMAs. We come up to the upside here, but we're kind of in this ascending wedge kind of formation like this, aren't we? So we roll back inside the range, we come down, even though we did break out of that resistance there. We lose our EMAs, we roll all the way back to the bottom of the range. We get a bit of a renaissance here where we come and test the top of the range again. We get back above the EMAs momentarily, but we lose them again. We roll all the way to the downside, back down to test the low again, getting above the 20 here, but stuck under the 55. So we roll, consolidate, and now looking like we are pushing above the EMAs again, which is, one of the first bullish things that you do want to see. And as we've been saying, we do want to be targeting essentially the top of the range, coming up to around that $22,500 level as our next target to the upside, since we're getting above our EMAs, breaking out of key levels of resistance, and the RSI looking fairly confident here. We'd say it's probably fairly likely that you will be heading up towards the top of the range again, and just continuing at the very least to be chopping sideways until we see Bitcoin really doing something big with a good amount of volume. Obviously the MACD recently, ever since here, has remained bullish despite us coming back down to the downside here. So interesting to see. If you look when we were testing the lows here, how bearish we were on our MACD, so much downward momentum in the market. You can see just how crazy the momentum was. If you look back here, you can see very, very interesting to look at this actually. With the huge amount of volume, obviously you get more momentum, massive amount of volume in this area here, and then a massive amount of volume in this area here, and then again, a huge amount of volume in this area here. But interesting enough, in our opinion, this volume to the downside decreasing all the time, isn't it? This is obviously in general the volume and the momentum is decreasing with less participants in the market, but it does look as though that we are losing momentum to the downside in our opinion. And considering what we're looking at right here, if Bitcoin could come up and break some of these key levels of resistance, we could be looking potentially, as we said before, this being the double bottom. If you come up and break this level here at around the 25k level and come up like this, make a higher high than this level here and back test and get continuation, that's when you could potentially see your bull trend reversal to the upside, potentially back in a bull market for Bitcoin, which would be very interesting to see, wouldn't it? Because it would absolutely bring to life all the altcoins and the whole market in general, more development, more interest, bringing more people back to the space. It would be interesting to see how that developed. So not much to say for Bitcoin here other than that it's had a bit of a pullback for consolidation, maybe for a bit more continuation above the EMAs though, looking like we want to back test them like this and then get continuation. So very simply, price targets heading up, we're looking at the top of the range there at 22.5k, and then back testing, you do want to see yourself coming back down and retesting that previous resistance as support. That's currently at around that 19.4, 19.3 level here. Or we could see ourselves do something like this where we chop sideways, back test, and then get the continuation like we did back here, where we got the breakout, but we came all the way back down to the bottom of the range. You could get the breakout, hit the bottom of the range, do something like this, and then continue. If we do see ourselves rolling over, as we said, you want to see yourselves retesting the low and getting a bounce down there at that 18.5k level. So That's it for today, guys. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you check out the links in the description below to support the channel. Grab yourself some free money bonuses and we'll see you in the next video.